There has been a huge concern about whether the brand, prestige, love, faith in the Tirupati Laddu has been affected because of the recent reports that animal fat was present in the cow ghee that was used to make Tirupati Laddu. The sales after the announcement by the Chief Minister in an NDA legislators meeting on September 18th. Over the next 4 days, the sales figures seem to suggest that there is no dip in the sale of Laddoos. As many as 14 lakh, in fact more than 14 lakh Laddoos have been sold in that date between 19 and 22. And what we must also point out is that every single day there has been a sale of more than 3 lakh Laddoos. As a standard practice, we can say that about 3 to 3.5 lakh Laddoos are made every single day in Tirupati, and about 15,000 kgs of ghee, cow ghee, is used for it. The trust, belief, love that people have for this Laddu seems to have continued, because it has been customary for people to in fact buy these Laddoos and distribute them among friends and relatives as a gesture of the love and blessings from the Lord himself. Yesterday the TTD had submitted its report to the Chandrababu Naidu government, and what they said in that report about these reports about adulteration is that one, in the last few months there had been several complaints about the low quality of the Laddu, and that the aroma and the smell were both varying, and therefore they had looked at the quality issues and then given notices to the suppliers saying that the quality must improve, otherwise they would be blacklisted. After the warnings were given, it was only AR Dairy whose cow ghee seems to have been still wanting in quality standards, and subsequently they noticed physically also in terms of sensory parameters, the aroma and the flavor, that the cow ghee given by the AR Dairy supplied by them was of low standard, and therefore the last 4 tanker samples were taken and it was sent for testing to NDTV in Gujarat, and the reports suggested the presence of animal fat including fish oil, beef tallow as well as lard. The Chief Minister had made the statement saying that the Laddu that was made in Tirupati seemed to have contained animal fat. He was saying that because the earlier tankers from AR Dairy, which were used for the making of Laddu, possibly would have contained these same ingredients as adulterants, whether it is fish oil, beef tallow or lard, and that's the reason why the statement about Tirupati Laddu having contained animal fat. Of course, after that the AR Dairy has now been issued notices by the Food Safety Standards Authority of India as well. This is a Dindigul based organization, and the government has also reassured all devotees that now from August onwards, Nandini, which is a Karnataka Milk Federation, is supplying the cow ghee to Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. Also, importantly, earlier the samples were never sent out for testing for adulteration, and the tests that are carried out at Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam are for other parameters. Now they have got equipment that has been donated by NDTV, 75 lakh rupees worth of equipment, which will now be used for testing of adulteration in this cow ghee. So both the price factor, that was not a viable price that the AR Dairy had quoted, and that's the reason why the suspicion that their earlier consignments also would have been adulterated in a similar manner, because the price of cow ghee expected to be about 500 rupees. All this happening even as in the Supreme Court you have multiple petitions. Both Dr. Subramania Swamy and YV Subbareddy, former chairperson of TTD and YSRCP leader, have asked the Supreme Court to constitute a panel that will look into these allegations of quality not being adhered to in the ingredients used to make the Laddu, and they want a Supreme Court judge or a retired Supreme Court judge to be heading that particular panel and monitored by the court itself. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad on its side has in fact asked for the Supreme Court to take suo motu cognizance of the developments and find out who is really at fault in this entire episode of adulterants getting into the cow ghee that is used for making the Tirupati Laddu itself.